Hello and welcome to WildBrickStudios. I'm Jay Wild, and in today's video I'll be doing a comparison between the 2019 Lego Creator, the underwater robot, and the new 2021 Lego Creator, the Space Mining Mech. Both these sets are mech sets and 3-in-1 sets, so I'll be doing the comparison because they are both similar in that way that they're both mechs, and we'll be going through the differences and see which one is the best. If you're interested in watching more Lego videos just like this one, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. Some background information about these sets. The set on the left here is the underwater robot, set 31090. The set on the right here is 31115. This set comes with 207 pieces, and this one comes with 327 pieces. This one retails just for $20, and this one just for $25. So not really a big price difference there. And down here we have a list, a checklist, with all the different categories. We have minifigures, small builds, posability, playability, design, features, value, and if the set is a good gift or not, and the total. So our first category is minifigures. Now both of these sets do not include minifigures, but what I mean by minifigures is the ability to put a minifigure in the cockpit. So first we'll start with the underwater robot. You can take out the dome piece, take out this little robot eye, and there you see there's a little seat for a minifigure scale character, so you can just sit him in there like that, and the character can fit. Close the top, and there you go. You can see that the character fits. There's like a little bit of room there because of the hat. If we take off the hat, yeah, the character fits quite well in there without the hat. So I would say this one's a little tight in there, but you can still fit a character in there. For the Space Mech, open the cockpit, take out the little robot inside. On the inside here we have some little controls. Put the character inside and close it like that. So there you go. You can see this character fits in quite nicely with the hat on. You got a lot of space in there. So out of the two, I definitely like the Space Mining Mech for, characters. So I'll check that off the list. So we have minifigures going onto the Space Mech because the minifigure could fit in quite easily with the Space Mech. Next up we have small builds. Here are the mechs without their small builds, and here they are with their small builds. Each build comes with a creature and a small little habitat build. So first we'll start with the underwater robot. We get a little seaweed here on a little 2x2 round plate right here. We get two little golden nuggets, so that's pretty cool. And then we also get the nice stingray build right here. Posability. You can move the wings up and down like that. So this is definitely a pretty nice build. And then here we have the Space Mech. Here we have the little tray on the planet. We have the two crystals in here. And then here we have the little alien with the teeth and the eyes. And you can place the small builds into their hands just like this. So just like that. The robot can hold that. And here on the right, the Space Mech can hold the crystals. Just like that. So I see they overlap with that same idea. You can hold something and you get a little creature in both of them. But in my opinion, we have to see which one is the best. So I would say that the underwater mech has the best build. First of all, because it comes with a stingray compared to the alien. I feel like the stingray is a much better build. And small seaweed and nuggets, gold nuggets, are much more interesting than the crystal and the small sand base plate right here. So for that round, I would say that the small builds goes to the underwater robot. Next category, posability. So these are mechs. They're supposed to move around. If they didn't move around, that would be, annoying, and they wouldn't be really good sets at all. So they all can move, and let's see which one has the best posability and flexibility and articulation and all that. So we'll first start with the underwater robot. Both of these mechs have the same types of joints here on the legs. You can move them up and down like that. We also have ankle joints at the bottom. We have wrist joints, ball joints, different types of joints, shoulder joints on both sides, as well as the hook has the same the same wristed joint. And then here we have the turning part that can turn 360 on the waist, just like that. And that's about all for the underwater robot. Then we have the Space Mech here. Same thing on the leg, you can move it up and down like that. We have the ankle joint, shoulder joints. We have a joint up here on the elbow this time, so that's a bit different. We have two joints here on the wrist here, one at the elbow and one at the wrist. And in this mech we don't have the 360 spinning part like the underwater robot, so you can see this one can spin in circles and this one cannot. I would say this one has great arm, posability, because this one just has like the wrist part right here. The elbow part is like locked. You can't really move it that much. So I definitely like the arm rotating on the Space Mining Mech. Basically everything's the same except for that, 360 turn. So it's hard to say which one I like more. I like that you can turn this one in like, circles, but this one definitely has a great arm posability. So I would say posability goes to probably the underwater robot, because you can move it around in quite a few different positions because of that 360 part right there. So posability goes to underwater robot. Next we have playability, and this also kind of lines up with posability, because if you can't pose it, you really can't play with it. So playability, I would say, let's just see how durable they are. So this one you can move it around, twist it, nothing's breaking off yet. Move it around, lift the top off, play with the little jet packs, or sorry, play with the oxygen pack on the back here. Move the hand. Playability is pretty good, I would say. We have the little claw here. I would say these claws like kind of fall off too easily, so that's one downside for the underwater robot. And then here we have the Space Mining Mech. We have the spinning blade. Let's try this one a little bit. Move around the joints and legs like that. Pretty solid. This hand kind of snaps off a little. Seems like maybe I was too hard. When I built this set, these little shoulder things kind of fall off a little too easily, so that's not too good for playability. And also when you open this front here, this hinge piece is kind of weak. It breaks off this whole front part, so that's also not really too good for playability as well. But on the back here we have a little jetpack that's pretty solid. I like that. You can pretend it's flying. Let's see, for the best playability, I would say they're both good. They're both good sets, to play with. But I would say things break off from both of them, like the claws and like some pieces on the arm. Other than that, they're pretty solid. I would say though that with the jetpack and like the spinning blade and all that, the playability goes to the Space Mining Mech. So Space Mining Mech, playability, check. Design. So design really has to do with the look of the thing. We have the underwater mech right here. You can see that the design, the mechs are a bit different. This one has a larger dome. This one has a smaller one. You can see that they both have an open hand, and they both have a hand that's with some kind of tool on it, like a blade. The knees are a bit different. The legs are also a bit longer on the Space Mech. On the back here, you can see they both have some kind of thing on their back, a jetpack or a scuba diver tank on the back right there. And on the front here, you can see the shoulders. This one has like a smaller shoulder piece, and this one has a bigger shoulder piece, like that. I like the lights on the front of the Space Mech. I like the scuba diver tank, tubes coming to the front, right there. For design, I don't know. Let's skip design for now, and let's move on to features. So features, basically what we talked about. The blade can spin like that. That's a pretty good feature. The claw on this one is not really that good, really, because it can break apart, as I said before. The jetpacks are also part of the features, you can put the little crystals in here, like that. It's like a backpack. You can't really put anything in this jetpack, it's meant just for air. So definitely for features, I would definitely say, yeah, features goes to the Space Mining Mech. So for features, we have the Space Mining Mech. 3-2. We'll go back to design later. Value. So for overall value, $25 to $20. This one, you're getting like 100 pieces more compared to this one. I would definitely see why this one's $5 more. So definitely, I guess you would get your value out of both of them, no matter which one you buy. Because you're paying more for what you get, you're getting more pieces in this one compared to this one. That's why this one is taller. So I don't know what to say. I think they're both good, actually. So that's what I'll say. I'll say, for value, I would say they're both good. So we can just check both of them. And for design, I think they're both good designs as well. Now we have a gift. If it is a good gift. Yeah, they're both good gifts, of course, but which one is the better gift? Well, I guess this is the time we'll talk about the other builds you get with these sets. So for the underwater robot, we get a submarine and a underwater mech thing that can pick up small pieces of gold. And then for the Space Mining Mech, we get a cargo transport set right here and a robot walker set. So those are the two sets, and I think the best sets are probably for the underwater robot, you know, because these ones are more recognizable than these ones. So I would say the better gift is probably the underwater robot, and because it's like $5 cheaper, so it's cheaper and it comes with some, you know, more recognizable sets than the, you know, the space sets right here. Even though they're both good sets, they're both great sets. They're both good sets for gifts. They're both good, but I think the better one is probably the underwater robot. And our totals are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're tied. So, tied 5-5. So both of these sets tend to equal out. They're both great, they're both different, they're both unique, they're both similar in many ways, and they're just both great sets. Different prices, different pieces, different, you know, everything's a bit different. They're both a bit different in their own ways. But in the end, they're still pretty good. You can't go wrong with buying one or the other. They're both pretty good sets for birthdays or for Christmas. They're both great sets. This one might retire soon because it came out in 2019. This one came out this year, so it's going to stay on the shelves for, you know, a couple more years. So I hope you enjoyed this comparison video as I did, and comment below which one is your favorite, the underwater robot or the Space Mining Mech. Subscribe to the channel for more LEGO videos, and I'll see you next time.